This is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst. Master Herbalist, coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries.
Thank you for joining us here on Discoveries in Health Discussions, where we talk about natural remedies and what's working. And I'm getting a lot of good feedback from people who are having success. It's a different thing and they start out and they say, wow, this is different than anything I've ever seen before, because it is. There's no one else out there that is creating health and wellness plans for people and coaching them until they're well. Nobody's doing that, especially for as a team effort. You get a whole team of people who are helping people and answering their questions. You've got me as your coach. You've got all the wonderful people at Health and Herbs. They're your coach. They help you. Doc Miles will be along a little bit later in the show, in about 25 minutes. He's your coach. You can ask him questions and get answers and so forth. And you can do it right here on this broadcast, and it's free. Every Thursday for 2 hours. But then if you need Doc Miles to help you and be your coach, throughout the week, he'll do that too. He's going to ask you for a one-time fee in his situation. He's a doctor that has a clinic, and it's a business, but he still does it. He helps his patients $100 one time, and he does all kinds of incredible things for that $100. And then there's me. I for $100 one time, sewing that $100 into Good Shepherd Ministries, so that we can do these broadcasts, so that we can help people and coach them and give them a great value. Because how can you value getting rid of diabetes or cancer? Because that's what people are telling us is happening. That they don't have cancer anymore. They don't have diabetes anymore. They don't have a lot of horrible diseases and health issues. The people that can't sleep can sleep now. There are people, and I just heard that today, again, from a fellow in Miami. He said, my wife's sleeping now. She's able to sleep. Her nerves are strong now. She couldn't sleep and had a lot of things going on with the nervous system. And the herbs that we used helped her. She's sleeping. She's comfortable. She's happy, and she's enjoying life. Because people are going around suffering from all these illnesses that doctors are just telling you, oh, that's normal. It's not normal. Medical doctors are wrong. It's not normal to have any kind of illness. That's not normal. Any kind of symptoms, if they're passing or transient, well, that's understanding. That's something we can understand. If you have some hiccups and they clear up in a half hour or an hour, that's fine. But if you have hiccups and you're 80 years old and you've had them for 2 or 3 weeks, that can cause a heart attack within the first week. So then that's serious. So What I'm saying is people are getting help with these natural remedies. They're following the system. It's different than anything they've ever done before. They say, wow, this is so much. It has to be so much. In other words, it has to be a powerful enough system. The system has to be deep enough to be able to handle whatever the body needs. And the body needs, and everybody's is different as their thumbprint or their fingerprints. So all these people with different health issues that are personal to them, that they think they have to live with, they really don't. They really, really don't. And people are suffering to death. And people saying, oh, that's just normal for your age. Or it sometimes happens and you have to live with it. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's the medical doctor wanting you to live with it, so you keep coming back to him and giving him money. But when there's a system that you get well, and you're getting well within days or weeks, you're getting better and better. That's a wonderful thing to watch when you're watching somebody you love who has an illness, and you're watching them get better. You're watching them stop suffering. And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing to behold. And I'm seeing a lot of it. So anyway, I'm excited about that, and I wanted to share that with you. So my name is Dr. Truman Berst, PhD. I have 2 PhDs, one in ethnobotany, one is in phytotherapy. And I'm also a graduate master herbalist, a graduate chartered herbalist, and a graduate master of herbology. And I'm also an ordained minister and a certified bishop because I love the Lord. I love the Lord, and I know where all these healings are coming from. They're not coming from me. They're coming from God, and God gets the glory. I'm not looking for any glory. I'm just here. I'm a worker. I'm a worker bee. I make sure and answer all the questions so that people can be comforted, because it's working. So I want to make sure you know it's working. By the way, so if you wanted to call me and talk to me, maybe you know somebody who needs some help, or maybe you need some help and would like some questions answered. Free consultation when you call me, 503-362-5899. That's 503-362-5899. So I just wanted to share that information. Also my email. If maybe you want to email me and give me some information, because I like all the information. I want to know your age, your height, your weight. I want to know all the things that's been going on, a history of illnesses. Am I prescribing and diagnosing? Not at all, because people who diagnose and prescribe are selling drugs, and I'm not selling anything. I am consulting with people about what they need. I don't get anything from the sale of any products. I'm not like a medical doctor who's selling drugs and getting a kickback from sending you to one doctor after another and so forth. I don't do any of that. What I get is $100 one time until you're well. And that might, and within 4 days, you're going to feel better. And within a week, you're going to know that you've done the right thing, and you're going to stay with it. And if you give it a good month and really you just give it by then you're seeing problems that you thought you were going to have to live with the rest of your life, and they're almost gone, or they're gone by the time you do this for a month. And that's what I heard today. Somebody told me, I'm really going to get with it now. I've seen what this did for me. I saw what, and the person said, I saw what this did for my wife. And now I'm really going to get serious. I'm really going to take more and do more, because I can see that it's different. I never thought I would, get into, a health regimen, but it's working. I know it's working, and so I'm going to try harder now. And that was after a month. Now they're ready to really get into it and unleash it, because when you learn about what to do with natural remedies for everything, and you learn how to boost up your immune system, when you learn all those things and you start getting into it, and you start seeing how well it works, wow. That's well, and let's see here. Yes, is this Michael?
This is Truman Berst.
Is this Michael? This is Truman. This is Doc Truman, and Michael, you're on the broadcast.
What broadcast am I on, Truman?
You are on Discoveries in Health, and we just started the broadcast. And ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend Michael Crows. He's calling in on my other telephone. Why don't you join the broadcast and say hello to me over the broadcast, and we can chat a minute?
It sounds absolutely wonderful. How are you, Truman?
I am blessed. Things are just wonderful and better, and getting better and better all the time. How about you?
Well, this is good.
How are you?
You know, I'm going to tell you something, Truman. I'm 67 years old now. I'm old. I have gray hair, pretty much gray hair. I'm balding. I'm fat. I'm somewhat ugly. Other than that, I get tired easy these days.
Are you taking lots of vitamins and?
No, I just now started taking this wonderful liquid vitamin that you hooked me up with. Again, I was taking it. Yes, I was taking it, and then I stopped, and now I'm taking it again. But I just started it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
But I'm hoping for good things. And I'm intermittent fasting. I only eat one meal a day now, so I'm hoping that helps. Actually, yes. I've lost 9 pounds since I started that.
Yes.
I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
Well, and as long as you're happy, Michael, that's the main thing. But I'm glad to see that you're getting back into the things that are going to comfort you, help you, and give you more energy to enjoy life more.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about something very specific, though, and that is colloidal silver generators.
Okay, I'll do that. Michael, can you call me on 503?
Wait a minute, you're wanting me to write stuff down. I'm sitting on my sofa. Hang on, my friend. Let me walk into my office where there's a pen.
Okay, because you called me at a wrong time on the wrong number.
I called you on your private number that nobody knows except me.
Yeah, that private number, 503 362-5899. Michael, everybody in the world knows that number.
Oh, okay. Well, what number do you want me to call you on?
That is the right number, but not don't want to call me on that number when I'm doing the broadcast, because then the sound is too loud coming over the mic.
I see.
So if you could call me at this time on Thursday from 3 to 5 Pacific Standard Time, then the number to call is 503-606-6064. That's 503-606-6064.
I'm going to call you right back right now.
I love you, man.
Bye.
That is the Home and Garden show host, Michael Crows, who is a absolutely wonderful friend. I've known Michael, and we've done broadcasting, and he's had me on his show many times. And over the last maybe 30 years, wow, and it doesn't seem like we've known each other that long, but we have. And I thought Michael and I had closed that mic up, but maybe we didn't. Let's see. Oh, but you know what we need to do? We need to start the broadcast. And when Michael calls in, but the first thing we need to do is we need to have an opening prayer. But before we do the opening prayer, I gave you my telephone number, 503-362-5899, for a free consultation. You can also email me, Truman at herbalhealthreview.com. Truman at herbalhealthreview.com. That's the email. It's the same as the website that's all about me, that I don't own, but that I do make sure that every report is updated all the time. So I update over 250 reports on that website, all free information. It's called herbalhealthreview.com. My email is Truman at herbalhealthreview.com. Now we're going to have an opening prayer so we can get started and help people. Just a minute. Let me go over here. And I'm over here now. I'm opening up the mic of Prophet Elijah, who's out in Pike Road, Alabama. And he is a minister and a prophet. And he is in the name of the church, his ministry is Word of Life Ministry. And so this is his telephone number, because if you would like to have a wonderful prayer partner, and you should, the telephone number to call for a Prophet Elijah, write this down. Get your pen ready. Write this number down: 334-868. And that's a noisy mic. I'm going to close out that noisy mic. And the telephone number is 334-868-3881. That is the telephone number for Prophet Elijah. And I know you're going to want his number, because he is absolutely a wonderful person, a terrific minister, and he preaches a powerful prayer. And so that's 334-868-3881. That's a Prophet Elijah. Let's open up the mic now and ask for a opening prayer and get started. Prophet Elijah, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir, I am here.
Yes, sir. I'm wondering, could you please give us an opening prayer?
Yes, I can. Are you ready?
Yes. The sound is real loud, but I'm going to try to change the sound, because it appears to be a bit loud. Maybe I can. I'm going to try. There we go. Now that'll help. Yes, now we're ready, sir. Please give us an opening prayer. Prophet Elijah.
Yes, in 1 John 3:8. For this purpose the Son of a higher was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Right now, this moment, I take control over the airways, the cosmos, the galaxies, the constellations, the systems, the realms, the regions, the domains, the spheres, the stratosphere, hemisphere, and atmosphere, and the World Wide Web. I cut every silver cord. I command all the elements of creation to take heed and obey, and the earth shall yield her increase to me. I am strategically lined up with the ladder that touches the third heaven and sits on the earth. The angels are ascending and descending according to the word that I speak. I disapprove and prohibit any demonic interception and interference or resistance concerning discoveries in health ministries. I bind satanic harassment and rebuke satanic concentrations that would impose itself against Dr. Truman Berst in Kingston, Jamaica, Health and Herbs in Albany, Oregon, Dr. Miles in Georgetown, Texas, Pike Road, Alabama, and all cities, states, and countries. Father, I thank you for overthrowing the plans of troublemakers, scorners, and mockers, and persecutors, and character assassins. Expose satanic representatives and grant unto me divine strategies and tactics to identify, resist, and overcome plots and plans established for the demise of this program. Draw out your spirit and stop them in their way. Let them be confounded and put to shame. Let them fall by their own counsel. Let them be turned back and brought to confusion. Let them be a shaft driven by the wind. Let the angel of a higher persecute them. Let their way be through dark and slippery places, and the angel of the Most High pursuing and afflicting them. Let them stumble and fall into the very destruction they have contrived for Dr. Berst and his ministry. Let their mischief be returned to them doublefold. Amen.
All praises to the Most High. Amen.
Amen.
Wow, thank you, brother, pastor, prophet Elijah. I love your prayers. I just love them so much. So we're just getting started now with the broadcast. I'm going to ask you, do you have any question for us, or anything that we should maybe discuss about natural remedies? Do you have anything like that for us today?
Yes, I have some questions. What are the health benefits for human turpentine and cod liver oil?
Turpentine.
For human consumption, turpentine.
Yes, turpentine, human consumption of turpentine. And then you had another one. What was the other one?
Cod liver oil.
Cod liver oil. Oh, yeah, that's fish. All those fish oils are precious. Cod liver oil. Yep. There's lots of kids. We're always getting turpentine and cod liver oil, especially in 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and so forth. Those were popular remedies during that time. So yeah, let's address those issues. And folks, if you have a topic or a question, all you have to do is press your star key 2 times on your microphone. When you do that, then I'll see that it opens up your microphone, and I will ask you, what is your suggestion, or what is your topic, or what is your question. So if you'd like to do that now, press your star key on your telephone 2 times, and I will, and I'd like to hear, if you have a topic or something you'd like to talk about. So I'm inviting you to do that. Anybody who wants to do that, I'm looking for open mics. Nobody's pressed their star key 2 times. That means that we're going to take and address the topics that we have. And I don't know what happened to Michael, because he didn't call. And I even invited him to call. So I don't know what happened. So maybe I'll invite him again. I'll just go down here and press the invite button, and I'm going to invite Michael. Control me. Okay, Michael. And I'm going to go ahead. And there's Michael. All right. and that's it. I'm going to invite him again. So let's go over and take a look at the first one. He said was turpentine. Let's take a look at turpentine. Okay, so we're now going to go and see what the experts know about turpentine and why its uses and so forth. Let's look into turpentine. T-U-R-P, turpentine uses. Okay, benefits, that'll work. And don't confuse turpentine oil with gum turpentine, which is the resin. Turpentine oil is applied to the skin for joint pain and muscle pain, nerve pain, and even toothaches. And people, that's what they've used it for. And people sometimes breathe, they inhale the vapors of turpentine oil to reduce chest congestion that goes along with some lung diseases. So turpentine oil, is it safe to drink? Well, no, you shouldn't drink any oil. So let's see just what what they know about it. Turpentine. Let's do it like this, okay? Or even like this. We're going to pick a different one here. We're going to go to Earth Clinic, and we're going to see what they are going to say about it. Turpentine. Okay, turpentine. Come on, bring up the report. And there's the report. Now, the medicinal benefits of turpentine. Turpentine has been used as a natural remedy for a variety of health problems for generations. Our great-grandmothers used turpentine for a yearly cleansing for every member of the family, or for her rheumatism and nagging cough. While the thought of using paintbrush cleaner sounds harsh and foolish, turpentine could be classified as an herbal remedy. Herbal remedies are medicines made from plants, and that is just what true turpentine is. Turpentine is made by distilling pine resin from pine trees. And many essential oils are made by distilling plant material into a concentrated natural medicine. What health conditions can be treated with turpentine? Doc Miles is in the building. Doc, thanks for joining us. We're talking about turpentine and the uses of turpentine, and we're getting into that a little bit. So, what's your take on the uses of turpentine, Doc?
Well, I know my grandmother used to give me a little sugar in a spoon with a few drops of turpentine and got rid of, pinworms. That's the old-timey way of, using turpentine. And, other than that, I really hadn't, used any turpentine. I know it's helpful for many things, but I've just never, put it into my practice,
Right, and it isn't normally used these days because there's so many other things that they now have, that that can be used. But yes, they were used for parasites. Turpentine is a tried and true folk remedy for parasites. Long ago, farmers and even school nurses gave turpentine as a matter of course to children twice a year to eliminate parasites like pinworms. And the easiest way to do this is to put it, like you say, a few drops of turpentine on a sugar cube. But and then it tastes like pine candy, and it's simple for children and adults to take. But it was also used. Turpentine is sometimes used as an anti-candida remedy. Bill Thompson's protocol can be found and for getting rid of funguses and candida with turpentine. And turpentine is an inexpensive remedy for nail fungus. 1 drop can be massaged into affected nails twice a day, and this treatment will take some time, especially with toenails, but all remedies tend to take a little while anyway. But this one here, that one does take a while. And anyway, if you continue doing it over and over and over again, well, it's going to get rid of the nail fungus over a period of time. So then, but it's also been found valuable in autism. Turpentine has been part of protocols used for autistic children. Heavy metals and candida are common problems among autistic children, and making turpentine a popular remedy. However, it is wise to seek the guidance of a qualified health practitioner for a child with autism or other significant health issues before considering turpentine. In other words, you want to make sure that it's the right remedy for that particular child. And turpentine overdose in children may be rare, but it has occurred. Now, it can also be used for head lice, and that happens a lot. And especially at the beginning of the school year, all of a sudden, then the kids come home with head lice, and it's been a problem among school children since the advent of schools. Over-the-counter remedies and prescriptions for lice could be dangerous, especially if they need to be used repeatedly. Resistance to these over-the-counter treatments has increased in recent years as well. Turpentine can be mixed with coconut oil as a safer, effective alternative, and used no more than 1 part turpentine to 10 parts of coconut oil or olive oil, and some people use mayonnaise. Carefully massage into the scalp and spread the oil down over the hair. Cover with a plastic wrap and then a towel for about an hour. Then remove the towel and the wrap and wash the oils out of the hair. And you repeat this process in 1 week using a knit comb to remove any leftover knits in the meanwhile. And so and it's been also used for arthritis and gout. Massage the oil as a massage oil, and it can be made with turpentine to massage into painful joints. Because castor oil is also good for arthritis. It is a good medium to mix with turpentine, and use 1 part of turpentine and 3 parts castor oil or olive oil or coconut oil. And do not use this oil on sensitive skin or broken skin or mucous membranes, because it's going to be a little bit too harsh. Now, it's also, we're going to wrap this up, I hope, pretty soon here on this turpentine, but it's an interesting old remedy, and the question came up: what is turpentine and what it's good for? Then the second question was about cod liver oil. But let's finish this turpentine thing. Here's how they used it for cold and flu viruses. There are a variety of ways to use turpentine to treat cold and flu viruses. Sore throat, swab the back of the throat with turpentine, and how you follow that swabbing with turpentine with some raw honey to mask the taste, if desired. And then sore throat, swab the back of the throat with turpentine and follow with some honey, again, and mix together with 5 drops of sinuses. Mix together 5 drops of turpentine to 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and drop several drops into each nostril to deliver turpentine into the nasal passages to relieve congestion and infection. So that's what they used it for. Now, I'm not saying that this is that somebody should do that, because I would use colloidal silver water, and you would probably use something else. That's why this isn't being used anymore, is because we have other things that are not as not as controversial, not as powerful but yet in their delivery. And some people, they would find using turpentine and swabbing their throat and so forth to get and taking 5 drops and putting it into 1 tablespoon of olive oil and getting it into the sinuses. They might find that they don't like that, and some people use it for a cough. You use the same mixture for sinuses, and you massage it in the back. This is for a cough, and you massage it into the back or the chest to relieve a cough. And 1 to 3 drops of turpentine can be used on a sugar cube. And again, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't use a sugar cube. See, I got no sugar in my house. I certainly don't have any cubes of sugar in my house. And I'm not one to go out and buy some cube sugars. I would use raw honey. That's what I would use. I would modify that recipe. And I would instead use raw honey if I was going to use that recipe, which I wouldn't use it anyway because I have other things that are better. Number 1, for a sore throat, I'd use that cold virus flu formula. That would be something that I would use. Let's go and take a look at the cold virus flu formula. And then I would snort colloidal silver water into the sinuses to kill the infection. And then I would also use colloidal silver water for a sore throat, and maybe a little bit of raw honey and clove oil. Something like that would be more pleasant, I would think. But and then for they've also used it for inhalation. Another old-time remedy for cold viruses is simply inhale the vapors of turpentine. This delivers the turpentine vapors into the lungs, throat, and nasal passages. And it's even been used for, urinary tract infections. And there are recipes here that I can send people who are interested in and would like these recipes for urinary tract infections and so forth. I can make sure you get this dosage chart. And but there's a lot of information about turpentine. But once again, we found better remedies, haven't we, Doc?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the deal. But anyway, it has a lot of uses. Now, the other question was, what about cod liver oil? Why do people take cod liver oil? Doc, you want to let them know why people are using cod liver oil?
Well, most people take cod liver oil because it's a source of vitamin D. But there are sources of vitamin D in cod liver oil, and which I much prefer. I don't suggest anybody take cod liver oil because it's we have so many much better approaches than we did before. But that's like people taking flaxseed oil, for essential fatty acids. Extra virgin olive oil has a lot of essential fatty acids, but flaxseed oil does too, but it raises blood sugar and olive oil doesn't. So anybody that's compromised on blood sugar, they need to leave flaxseed oil and flaxseed completely alone.
Yes.
Otherwise, it keeps raising the glucose levels.
There you go. So
and we just got millions of people that's running around the country that don't even know they have type 2 diabetes because they've never been checked.
That's right. And a lot of people that have been checked and been misdiagnosed.
Huh.
And also misdiagnosed and said that they had diabetes when then they say, oh, well, we made a mistake. So, yes.
Right.
So that's it. So cod liver, and that's why cod liver oil and turpentine are not used these days, like they were before we had other remedies that replaced them, that worked better, like that colloidal silver water. That's a great thing, and that CVF. That's where we're going to take a look at that CVF, cold virus flu formula. Let's go take a look at that formula, because that one is a real wonder when it comes to any kind of a cold virus flu. CVF. Let's take a look with what is in that formula that has replaced turpentine, and then we'll get back and talk a little bit more about. But vitamin D. See, we get back to vitamin D. The importance of vitamin D, which it's enormous, isn't it?
Oh yeah, because it raises your immune system.
Yeah.
Especially people that take chemotherapy, their immune system is so compromised they can get a bug and get pneumonia and die real quick.
Yeah.
So their immune system is completely shot out of the ballpark when they do chemotherapy. So they immediately need to go on vitamin D3. Lots of it for about 2 weeks, and then reduce it down to 10,000 units a day.
Yes. And and that's what we do. We make sure that people know about, instead of cod liver oil, vitamin D3, and make sure that they get that big dose of 50 drops or 50,000 IUs of vitamin D for 15 days. That's 50 drops, 50,000 for 15 days. That just really gives the immune system a boost, and you might do that once or twice a year, or if your immune system drops. But you do it for that. Then after that 15 days is up, on the 16th day, you're dropping down to 10,000 IUs of vitamin D3, and you stay with that. And then if there's something going on, then, like if you ran into a cold flu season or something 5-6 months later, boom, do it again. Right, Doc?
That's right. I do that 50,000 units, that booster pack that I have, I do it every fall before flu season.
There you go.
And I see a lot of flu patients, but I never get the flu because my immune system's already on the top shelf. I haven't had the flu since I was in the military, and that was when they gave me my last flu shot.
I know. Isn't that something? They give you a flu shot, then you get the flu.
I know it. Made me sick as a horse. I said, boy, as soon as I get out of here, I'll never get another one. And that's been years and years and years ago, and I hadn't had one since, and I haven't had the flu.
So that is a great idea. So at the beginning of flu season, that's the time to do it, and then coast on through the rest of the year with 10,000, for about another 6 months or so or whatever, unless something comes up and you need to boost your immune system again. But, then you just wait for that next flu season, and that's better than a flu shot for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it just came out on TV the other day that there's lawsuits against the shot for shingles because most of the people get the vaccination for shingles end up getting the shingles really bad, and so there's tremendous lawsuits against the company that came out with that vaccination. And all it is a virus. I mean, you can cut it off at the pass real quick. You don't have to have shingles. Yeah. Cancer is a virus. Shingles is a virus. Warts are a virus. I mean, there's so many different viruses that attack our body in so many ways. And if the white blood count in a blood work is below 5, they have a virus. If it's over 8, they have a bacterial infection. But medical doctors don't study this, so they don't have a clue. Their parameters in the white blood count is 4 to 11. And somebody goes to them and says, well, I just don't feel good. Well, nothing wrong with you. And their white count is like 11, or 10.5. Well, they got a pretty bad bacterial count, but they don't look at that. They say, oh, no, you're fine. It's in your head. Yeah, no, it's in your whole body. It's not in your head.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. That's why people need to come to you to get those kinds of answers when they've got shingles. or if they've got blood viruses or white blood cell count and so forth, and also to point out the fact that they need to know the answers to those questions.
That's right. I had a gentleman in there today, a new patient that he had several problems, and before he left, he said, "I have never ever had a doctor to sit and explain stuff to me like you have today." He said, "I cannot believe this." He said, "Why didn't these other doctors do that?" I said, "Because they don't know what to tell you. They see this, and they give you a drug for that. They see that, and they give you a drug for that. So they don't know how to explain, because the computer says, do this and this in case of this or this." And that's what they go on.
Yeah.
They have no nutritional knowledge, period.
Yeah.
They know people need to take vitamins sometime, but some of these new doctors say, "Oh, you get plenty of vitamins in your food." No. You talk to Monsanto Chemical Company about that. No. You don't get any nutrition in your food anymore. Up to 90% of our food is altered. The DNA is altered.
Yes.
The corn on the cob that we used to love as a kid, go get a few ears out of the cornfield, that was delicious corn. Today it tastes like cardboard, because they hit it with Roundup when they plant it. And then when it gets up a little bit, they hit it with Roundup again to make sure there's no weeds or bugs or this or that, and there's no cornworm in there. When it grows up and it matures, there's no cornworm in that silk. But every organic kernel that grows a corn plant, and you have corn on the cob, every organic one has cornworms in the silk, because you didn't hit it with Roundup.
Yeah. Yep. It's and that's the problem is Monsanto and what they've done, because it's horrific. I don't know how they continue to exist, except for the fact they got so much money that they seem to be above the law.
Well, they're starving out our farmers is what they're doing. They're making them do this, 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 and this before they buy their corn.
Yeah.
Before they sell their corn. And it gets to the point by the time they get their crop in and get it to market, they've had to spend so much money on chemicals that they don't make any profit on the other end.
Yeah.
And these farmers are losing their shirts. They're selling their farms. I had a farmer in there last week, and he told me that. He said, "I've got all these acres out there, and I plant all this corn." He said, "I don't make any money on it." He said, "I just really don't make any money." That he said 3 years ago, I just spent $285,000 on a tractor. And he said, I just can't contend with it, and I've got all hundreds and hundreds of acres in corn, and I just won't end up making any money.
Wow. Yes, that it's discouraging the natural order of things, and that's evil. It's an evil thing what Monsanto is doing, and then they should, and they're not accountable, and they're unaccountable, and they're above the law, and it's wrong. So and these, yeah, wow. What can you say more than that about something or someone or a corporation? That was it.